So yeah, I definitely get it. The men want a younger woman. Sometimes the women want a younger man, and it's a material type scenario. Oh, I got the eye candy. Oh, my homegirls love it. My homeboys love it. Everybody's. It's all outside. You know what I mean? But in the end, it's BS. everybody's trying to play somebody for something.
Right. I think
when you're talking older, younger.
Right. I think he's saying I think Clint is saying something that I've often thought, especially because of the internet. Yeah. Younger girls are not as innocent as me. So they're probably aware that they have to make sure their time and counts. So they're probably, as they say in their world, they're making sure they get their bag.
That's right. Yep. Because that's what the world is teaching. Get that money. You need money. You need money. But they see these women on the videos and stuff doing to get that money. So when you find a younger girl 9 out of 10 times messing with an older man, it's all about money. That's what it's about. It's about money. It's not about intellect or companionship or anything like that. It's about money. It's about what he can do for her. And all he's looking for is what she can do in the bedroom.
Right. So and the thing is that he definitely probably can't compete either.
Right.
But his mind is telling him that he probably can. So he's having her there at 10 o'clock at night. Do you really want to go party or do you want to go to bed?
That's right. That's right, because you've been looking for that new ring. I remember you was pointing that out and all that. Yeah, so that's how it works. Right.
Right.
Right. And it's even vice versa with the older women and younger men.
Right. That's what I was going to ask you. That's what I was going to
hit you off. Make sure you over here because we're going to this restaurant. I'm going to put the money in your hand before we go in so that way you can act like you're paying for it and all that. But that's how it's working.
And I do think too that's where he can drive a nice car.
Yep.
And he can be at the crib, get his dinner made, get all his meals taken care of. So he's.
I call it sponsorship. Because anytime you get a man that's got an older woman, 9 out of 10 times it's sponsorship. She just wants somebody to hit her off, take her out here and there, and go about your business. Here go a couple of dollars, put in your pocket. If it's a relationship, this young boy, he's acting mature and everything, but in the end, that gap is too big, and you could never fill it.
Right. I think it's difficult to fill it because each person has experiences and have been are at different places in their life.
Right.
Right.
A young guy with an older woman, she's got way more experience than he got. So, and they can hit it off, but in the end, it's not going to work because somebody's going to have feelings somewhere, somehow, where it ain't going to work, because of the age difference,
Right. And I mean, I could imagine being with somebody who is significantly younger and he's like, hey, I'm going to be a rapper. And then he is like wanting to rap all night with you. You're like, oh my gosh.
Right.
Be quiet.
Yeah.
I think maybe.
And that's how it is. I used to, when I was young, when I was 19, I was dating this woman that was 33.
Right. Uh-huh.
She had 2 kids. One was junior high. The other one elementary school. They both getting ready to excel or whatever.
Right.
So, in the beginning, it was okay, but there was that scenario, okay, he can't even get in the bar. He can't even go have a drink,
Right.
What can you do with him? He can't even go in the bar. He can't even go and have a drink nowhere,
Right.
And that's why I can tell you, it's not going to last if you're trying to do something serious. It's not going to last. It's not even about the outside influences. It's just in-house.
So there is a thought process that says that a lot of women feel that men their age are not as they're not as motivated to
or mature,
change,
right?
Or to
they're not attentive. They're not, the little romance here and there, little chivalry, open the door now and then. You ain't got to do it every time, but every now and then, especially when you're going out, you have to show the people in the world that you love this woman that you're with, that you respect this woman that you're with. So you have to do those things,
Well, I think we need some more classes from you because I think a lot of people after they've been and I'm not talking about anybody here,
particular,
but a lot of people after they've been around somebody, and I was married for a long time, after a while people fall off. Right. You see what I'm saying? They start being like, well, I got you. You belong to me. You've been here so long. You're 8. You're getting older. Ain't nobody wants you. So
and that's just to say, hey, I'm messed up. If you leave me, who gonna want me?
Right.
That's what it's really saying. If you leave me, who gonna want me? It's not. Right. I know you gonna get somebody, but who gonna want me?
Right. Right. I mean, I think though when you think about women of a certain age, I think they're not gonna. They're financially independent for one,
right?
And so men use money a lot of time as the biggest pull,
the catalyst,
right, for getting a woman interested.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you're financially independent, if you own your own house, if you have your own car, you have a prominent job, he's going to have to do a little bit more. He's going to have to actually engage in the relationship.
Yeah, exactly. Most definitely. Yeah, because at that point, she's not playing. So, so either you're going to have to act like you can get on her level. You don't even have to be on her level. Just act like you can get on her level. Right. And you're everything is fine. But after a point, as my friend says, when the ambassador comes first. That's who comes in, yeah, baby, I'll do whatever you want, da-da-da. And then after they feel like they're in there, it's a whole different person.
But that's what you call love bombing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, love bombing. That's where you just do and say anything. You just completely go psychopathic to make this woman think you're everything. And then after you, like you just said, after you realize you got him, that's when you just go cold turkey.
That's when you go cold turkey.
Yeah, I got you. I can do. It's like you got to fall in line.
Yeah.
But think about this: an older woman is not gonna have a child.
No.
And so now, if you're saying she's stuck in the relationship because you have a family, that's not a thing. If you're saying she's stuck in a relationship because financially she can't take care of herself, that's not a thing. So what are you gonna do? So it becomes a more difficult task for I think the male to engage her or to keep her actively interested. While a younger woman might be easier to be interested because you're talking about he pays my bills, he I have a child that I don't want to leave. I live with him.
I've got a child I don't want to leave. That's the problem, though, is that the younger woman is like a child. I don't know that there's a difference between my children and dating, you know what I'm saying? Like
a young girl, yeah.
Exactly.
Right.
Like, I've got a daughter that's that age. She's 23, and it's kind of like, you know what I mean? Like, I just can't see myself trying to physically date someone that is at that age and get on that level. And just get on that level. It's like it's constant energy. It's kind of like and it's just not solid. It's not a solid foundation at all. And I'm like a brick house. I'm kind of like, I'm who I am. I know who I am. I know what I think about the world. I've got a lot of experience in this world. It's like these younger women have none of that. Now, if they're the type that I can impress myself upon, then maybe that's fine. But a lot of these 20-something-year-olds are just like they're doing their own thing, and they see all this stuff that's going on in social media, and they want to be a part of that. So most of the older guys are normally trying to adapt to what the younger person is doing. It doesn't normally work the other way around, where the younger person is trying to adapt to what the older person is doing. Is meaning, do you guys agree with that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
But
So
don't,
why do y'all think? But why do you think that's the case? I guess I would say, because is it just like, oh, you know, you just old?
because a lot of times men feel more remember when they were 22 and their stomach was flat, and they had muscles and they had energy, and being with a younger person sometimes makes them feel younger,
Right.
feel more vibrant.
I can agree with that.
Yeah.
I can agree with that. But on a long term, is that a sustainable? My thing is, and I always say this all the time, is that a sustainable thing for you though? I mean, eventually,
It's a one in a million thing. Just what we're talking about. There might be one couple out of 10 million that are actually doing it. Younger men, older women, or vice versa.
and that's what I think. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think eventually. Go ahead, Clint. I'm sorry.
I mean, I have a friend whose niece is dating an older man. When I say an older man, it's pretty much double her age. And he has a child. So, when
and then how does that work?
Yeah, just trying to figure out what's wrong with this man. You just want her there to take care of your child, or you really into her? Because she's into you.
But I wouldn't expect. And I hope you don't lose your thought there.
No.
But you brought up something very, very important that I think a lot of people should know about, and maybe we'll even do a show about it. But the fact of a younger woman trying to be a parent to that older man's child, like, do you think that that's something that is intimidating for that woman? Would that be something that's intimidating? And even for the man, do you think a man, like me personally, I wouldn't want a younger person trying to play parent to my child, because I don't think they'd be mature enough to do it.
Exactly.
So, you see what I'm saying?
But you know how they had that stigma back in the day when the girls would get pregnant. The other girls would get jealous because this girl's pregnant, that sort of thing. So they always want to know what it's like to be mommy and don't really know what really comes with being a mother. But when you get this experience where it's not yours, because if it's not yours, you can always give it back. It's not yours. You can always give it back. You can always walk away. It's not yours. So when you experience that and you like what you're experiencing, then again, here's an experience for future down the road. If I have children, for her, I'm saying this is an experience for her, not for him. For him, I'm trying to figure out what the hell is going on with your mind. What the hell is wrong with you? Real talk. I mean,
He has Peter Pan syndrome.
That age.
Yes, Peter Pan syndrome.
Right.
Yes, Peter Pan syndrome. He doesn't want to age.
Yeah,
he has
exactly.
a
different. And I'm just saying, and for her, it's an experience, and I understand it. She likes him, but I think when you're talking that big of a gap, that's a problem later on down the road.
Yes,
I mean, she really got to be madly, deeply blinded by love to be with this man when he hits his 60s, 70s. You know what I'm saying? She's still
but
around that long.
But I don't think she realizes that either. I don't think because she doesn't have enough experience to realize that he's gonna need an oxygen tank. He'll be in a wheelchair.
It can be anything.
Right.
Anything can happen, and as God willing, this man is able to see that age. But when you have complications, that becomes stressful.
Right.
So that can be a make or break of a relationship.
Wow. So much information being given out here, because we're talking about, the double standard of aging and dating while women face more pressure, but yet you guys are bringing up an interesting point. That man is going to get older. He may need an oxygen tank. He may need a stroller.
He may need a Hoyer lift. He might even be bedridden.
Yeah, so
you got to think about these things.
Yeah. So it's almost kind of like when women are running around here thinking that all men want to do is run around here and get these younger women, and they're kind of jealous of the younger women. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I guess what I'm saying is that these women should understand. I mean, or maybe the younger woman should understand what potentially they're looking at that they might have to deal with. And then even the men that are doing this type of behavior, they might want to think about, is that younger woman who's always on, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, is she gonna take time out her day to, to look after you, to recharge your wheelchair battery?
You know, that's my thing. Is she gonna be there in the end, or is she gonna take off? Is it? Do I control the money, or I don't control the money, but I'm here? Let me get on, because I ain't gonna get this money, so let me get on. And that's one of the possibilities that happen when you're talking older, younger, and it's not just the man, it's the women too.
Right.
These are the things that happen. So when I look at people doing that big super gaps, I'm more power to you, power to the people.
Yeah.
I can't do it.
I think a lot of times a younger woman is inexperienced, and because she is not looking to the future, she's looking to the here and now. And there are times when you think, I want my father. So I'm gonna say that sometimes it has something to do with the lack of a parent, or a parent who was there but wasn't present.
Right.
And so this older person, whether it be a man or a woman, might present that for you. You see what I'm saying? In fact, there's research that says that men are looking for their mothers in women, and women are looking for their fathers in men. Right?
I remember that, yeah.
Right. And so it says you might have some daddy issues. And I think when a older man who has a gray beard and is very kind and loving and attentive, you might be misled on your emotions, that you actually are in love, or you are in, parent love, and you don't know. Right? What happens, I think, is I think every woman who gets to 40 has an awakening. Yeah. I can tell you, I did.
Okay.
And all of a sudden you realize, what am I doing? I'm pleasing the world. I am not doing what I want. I need, time is running out. I need to do me. And that's where I think you become, he is 60 and you're 40, and you start thinking, I gotta get away from him. I gave him my youth, and no, I need it back. Right?